Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So I'm getting a lot closer to figuring out what's wrong with this ending. I know I've been harping on it for a little bit these past few episodes, and then if you go back and you've been following along for the past, since I've started, you've heard me a few times talk about how this third act is basically killing me. And that it's not so much an issue with not paying off the initial setup of my story. It's the getting there. The getting there is... There's a lot of heart to it, but there's also a lot of... a lot of boredom. It's a lot of, in some ways, malaise. In some ways, boredom. It lacks that punch. This last part lacks a real strong punch to get us there. And I can't quite figure out what it is. There's something I've got to introduce. Some new idea, some new premise, a plot point, something to make this more lively. And I just cannot figure this thing out yet. Yeah. I feel like we're getting there. I definitely am getting there. I'm like so close. I know it. I can feel it in my bones that I'm close. And I think it's going to be one of those things where in a few weeks, whatever, I'm eventually going to make a video here and I'm going to be like, yep, I figured it out. I figured it out, and I will for a time have a really strong section of my book, and then I'll go through my revisions and I'll start the cycle over again of complaining about how bad this story is and what mistakes need to be fixed and racking my brain trying to fix it, etc. This cycle for a project is basically never ending. It's never ending, and as best as I've tried to find a way to streamline it, to kind of recognize where the common pitfalls are and to avoid them, they just always come up. I think it's, no matter how talented you get, you're going to be going through this same cycle of writing's good, something happens, you reread it, you get frustrated, you can't figure out an answer, you keep writing anyways, and then an answer just at some point comes to you. It's a cycle of absolute madness, I think, for anybody who's not an artist. Anybody who doesn't have a project they're really willing to work on, it's absolute madness to go through this. But I believe in it. It's a story. This is a story that I am so happy to have written. So, with that, we're going to keep moving forward here, and hopefully we'll come up with an answer at some point.